Hey everyone, welcome to Potato VR. Today we're going to be playing some Stunt Runner, as you can see, but instead of actually playing the game and having fun, recently I've been learning a bunch of speedrunning strats, specifically from Native Gaming 15, and if you have sped-run this game before, then you've probably heard of him. He was one of the really important guys that did a couple of skips, or I think a lot of the skips that we use throughout the course. He was a massive help. He personally taught me most of these skips that I'm about to show you. But I did notice while I was trying to look by myself that I couldn't really find many tutorials and stuff on how to do the skips. So I just decided to make my own one, since I know a couple of them. It's not going to be an entire list. It's not going to be complete because I'm sure that there's plenty of other skips that I don't know about, but at least most of the good ones are going to be in this video. Hopefully you guys enjoy. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Leave a comment if you have any questions about anything. I'll try to explain everything thoroughly, but if something you don't understand, just leave it in the comments and I will 100% get to it. And just enjoy the video. Alright, to start off, personally, before I started speedrunning this a lot, I liked the blue and pink places the most. Because, I don't know, I guess, like, on the leaderboard it makes you first. That's probably why I liked it better. But I actually think that the green and yellow ones are the best for some of the levels. I most preferably like the blue one because it's position in all the levels. Some of them it isn't great for, but for most of them it's good. So you don't have to do this, but like it is recommended that you pick probably the green or the yellow one. Let's start it.
3, 2, 1, go!
Alright, so the first thing that when you get through this level, what you want to do is, I went past it. First thing you want to do, most importantly, is when you come through here, grab this first cola right here. You want to run and then click the slide button so you keep your momentum. Then when you get into here, you want to slide again. And collect that cola at the same time. So you will come down here, slide again. You want to grab this cola, and then you want to do a late jump off of this wall, so that way it sends you up to this platform here. So I didn't explain properly what a late jump is, but it's pretty much just a jump that like you wall run an object, and then you jump again as you're pretty much coming off of it, and it sends you pretty high and pretty far. So a good way to practice for this is exactly right here in the lobby. You want to go to this pillar, and you want to jump when you're about here on the pillar, and then again when you're about here. And that's like, if you do it properly, you should end up on top of like this big beam here. So it would be something like this. Yeah, so it looks something like that. Apparently if you do that frame perfectly, you should land on top of this without having to climb at all. That's a good way to practice if you're not sure how to do it. Just keep trying, trust me. It's super helpful with like everything that you have to do in this game. Anyway, let's get to it. So yeah, you wanna grab this cola and then jump over there using a late jump. And yeah, I'll try and demonstrate it, though I'm not the greatest. Yeah, so just like that. Next thing you want to do once you come out of there and land on this platform, you want to grab this cola and then run onto that billboard, wall jump off of it and go around to the other side of this climbing wall, because the climbing animation in this game takes too long. So preferably you want to skip it as much as possible in most levels. So yeah, come out of here, grab this cola, run over to this billboard, wall jump off of it and up here. That doesn't require a late jump, that just requires a normal wall jump. Alright, so when you get to this part, there's two different ways that you could go, but the one that I prefer is pretty much just grabbing this cola and then wall running along the inside and then that way, which I'll show you.
Keep it up!
But the faster way to do it, if you can get it consistently, is to run along this blue path, grab the cola mid-air, hit the other blue path, do a late jump off of that thin piece of wall there, go around the wall and then land on the platform on the other side. I was going to show you, but I tried in a couple of matches and I still couldn't get it because I'm very bad at that one, or I could just be doing something wrong. So unfortunately I can't show you, I can just tell you what you're supposed to do. But it's kind of something like this. Yeah, so you want to do something like that, but you actually want to get on. Like I said, I'm terrible at that one. So yeah, I guess we'll just go on to the next one. Alright, so once you come from over there to here, the next thing you want to do while you're here, instead of jumping and then going to climb like that, you instead just want to run straight off the platform and just like turn around the corner, and that'll send you in here straight away. Next thing you want to do is you want to minimize the amount of climbing that you're going to do. So you want to grab this cola and do one of two things. First, like if you choose the first option, it'll be just grabbing the cola, wall running, and then pulling yourself up to the top. Or the second option, which is grab the cola, wall run along this wall and that wall, do a late jump off of the corner, and then land on the platform, which is faster. Just like that. So like what I just did, you want to wall run on these two walls on the inside, jump up here. Next thing you want to do is grab this cola and jump straight across the gap here instead of going through all of this, because that takes too long. So you just want to grab the cola, slide to keep your momentum, do a late jump so you land up here instead of on the ropes down there when you're coming off of that corner, and then hit the button to finish. Alright, so now we're on to the second course. This is one of the courses where it's kind of alright to be on the green section, but I feel like it's a little bit better to be on there because it's straighter to get everywhere. But you still want to be in the center so you can grab that cola in the middle first. You want to come here, grab the sodas, and you want to, instead of just when you grab the sodas, instead of just coming and then running along because you'll lose your momentum, you want to slide when you hit about here and then slide all the way to the bottom. When you get to this yellow strip, you want to click your slide button again so you go back into a run, so you can gain more control again. And then you want to, instead of wall running along this wall here, you just want to jump around the corner. It'll be something like this. Alright, so when you get to this point, instead of going that way and then going around, the thing that you want to do is collect this cola and do a late jump off of this wall so you can end up on that platform. I struggle with this quite a bit. And I'm still trying to figure out how to get it consistent, but I think I might have found a way, and I just wanted to test it right now. So the thing I think was the problem with me trying to get it was that I was hitting the wall at too sharp an angle. I think it's a bit more consistent to try and hit the wall from more of an angle like this, instead of like this, because I think maybe the timing's easier. I don't know. I just find it a bit easier to do that. Once you make it onto this platform from over there, next thing you want to do is just jump on these springs here, go up onto those ones, and then straight into that window. Once you're up here, the next thing you want to do is grab these two colas, just like this. Instead of going across the springs, there used to be a method I used to use where you'd have a speed boost and you jump from this second spring over to here. But that takes too long. So instead, a faster route, which is actually more direct, which is what you would think it would be to grab these two speed boosts. If I just move back over here, grab these two speed boosts, turn, do a late jump off of that corner, so you end up on the spring straight away, and then straight into here. So it is technically faster while you're doing that skip to come through this small section here instead of this checkpoint, because yeah, you're cutting more time off. But the problem is that the next skip is sort of difficult. I can't get it reliably, so I just come through the checkpoint just so I'm safe here, because if you come to this small spot, you will not get a checkpoint, and that means that if you die, you'll be sent back all the way up there. So the next thing that you want to do is grab, I guess, any of these colas. You want to jump onto this blue part here and wall run it along, and then jump in between those pillars so you can then jump onto the slide instead of going through all of this. So it should look something like this. just like that. Alright, so course number 3. This one actually, I think, has some of the coolest skips. I struggled trying to do this first skip on here, which was collecting, or like at least the last one in there, and then doing a late jump off of this wall. So that way you can end up on top of here, which you then just jump over to this pink one, and jump around the corner. I thought it was patched up because I really couldn't get it, and I was really struggling until Native personally taught me. And then you really helped me out, man. It was really nice. Native, if you're watching, thank you very much. But yeah, this skip is a lot faster than just going along the trolleys, because then you have to wait for them sometimes. And then if you like somehow get like perfect trolley, then you have to go all the way around, and so it's much faster just to jump across. When you get to here, you want to grab this soda, and like instead of going up the ramp and climbing or whatever, you want to grab this soda and you want to hit these springs and wall run, and then so that way you can get around that wall as quickly as possible. Once you come from there and then wall run around, you want to grab I guess any of the sodas and then go through here, jump, and then wall run so you can get onto this side, or even up there, and then yeah, you just want to keep going for the rest of the track. So yeah, the next thing you want to do is once you come through this section, is to just grab this collar here, slide along here, and then go through one of the doors, whichever one is open, and then grab that collar and just head down there. So the next thing you want to do is totally dependent on what you're better at. So you preferably want to go through the climbing ropes, but that's only if you're really quick at climbing. So if you want to get better times, you better get good at climbing. Otherwise, the easier route, which is still kind of fast, is just to grab these sodas, go through this door here, climb up here, and boom, you're at the end. Otherwise, the faster route would be to just, you want to go along those ropes, grab that collar, and then just run to the end. Alright, so on to course 4. This one, I don't know, has some pretty cool ones. I personally like to play this level. Like, I guess this would be like my second favorite one, sorry. Yeah, pretty much the start of it's exactly the same. You just want to get through it as fast as possible. When you're about to run into soda though, you do want to slide across these platforms, but not when you get, maybe like slide on that one, but not on this one, because then you can lose control and then it's just not worth it at that point. Yeah, well, you want to get to here, and instead of climbing up the wall, because like I said before, climbing takes too long, even if you're a fast climber, you want to instead just jump on those springs and go on that wall to go up there, because the wall running is a bit faster. So just like that, and then just like that, pull yourself up and you're on to the next part. The next skip would be here, because instead of going through there, you can just I should probably explain that a bit better. Instead of going through this middle section where there's a chance you could get hit, it's better just to wall run around it, and then wall run around it, get that collar, hit the platform and slide, so that way you keep your momentum, and then climb up the wall to the top. Then this next part, so the way that I like to do this is just by dropping down the center and moving forward towards the end, and that gets you about here on the wall. You can do it slightly better, but it doesn't really get much better than what I did there. So the next thing you want to do is just go around the checkpoint instead of going through it, because it's a bit faster to just jump across the corner. The next skip would just be to grab this collar and then wall run along the two walls here and that one on the side there, so you can get to the end. So it'll look something like this.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Obviously, I could have performed that a bit better, but that's basically what you've got to do. If you do that properly, you do end up, I think, actually landing about here, like over the wall, or at least on top of it. I didn't perform that the best that I possibly could have, but yeah, that at least gives you a basic gist of what you're going to do, because going through that section there takes too long. Alright, so how to start this course is you want to run down here, grab this soda and jump over it instead of going under. Then you want to slide along this platform so you maintain your speed. You want to jump up to the top and go over. From up there, once you get down here, you want to grab probably this soda here, and then instead of going straight through there, you want to instead go over there. Like you want to jump across and go through there. Once you get to here, you want to grab this soda, wall run, and jump up to as high as you can up onto that ladder, so you can try and keep all the speed boosts you can. And then you want to use the bottom spring only, and then jump around the wall instead of going up it. So it should look something like that. The next thing you want to do is just grab any of these sodas, it doesn't really matter, and then just come down here. You want to slide so you get a lot of extra speed. So you just want to grab any of these sodas after. You have to go through here. I don't know of any other way to get around it. But instead of going through that big spin thing, you actually want to wall run through here. So you want to jump on this wall and then this one here, but not on the third one, because that'll send you away. So it should look something like this. Now once you get to this point, there's one of two things that you can do. You can come out of there and then just wall run through here, or you can try something that's a bit riskier and do a late jump off of this pillar, and then it should send you up to the top of there.
Remaining.
So now that's a bit harder, but that would be how you do it. This thing is actually a slope, like I'm not jumping at all and the character just goes up by itself. Yeah, so doing this path saves time from climbing through the ladder, but it is a bit riskier and harder to execute than just going through the normal path. Afterward, instead of jumping on this spring, which then sends you to that spring to over there, because it's like you're stuck in the air the whole time, it's faster that once you get up here to just jump straight across.
5, 4, 3.
Then when you get here, you just want to slide down all the way to the bottom, and then you're at the end. Alright, we are up to the last course. Now the start of this course is kind of just routing. This next one is actually made by the guy that trained me. So it's called the native skip, even though a lot of people don't know it by that name, but he calls it that, so I think it's cool, but whatever. Anyway, so pretty much what you want to do is you want to hit these springs. Go up there, you want to wall run along like the side here, and then once you get to the top, you want to like do a late jump and then curve around all the way to the top. So normally you would do the path something like this. You get up here and then just keep going along the track like that. But as you can see, there's a little platform up there. So if we can do it properly, it should look something like this.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, so it's pretty much just something like that. That took me a lot longer than I really thought it was going to, but I am really bad at that. So once you do the native skip, when you get to this point, you can do one of two things. You can either jump across, grab the boost, and then instantly wall run, and then jump up and try and timey grab to get up onto there, which is like really risky, but it saves a tiny bit of time, but it's just way more inconsistent. But yeah, once you grab the soda and come up here, for the more consistent route, what you want to do is wall run on this wall and do a double jump, so that way you get lots of vertical height. But you do this, the better way to do it is instead of pushing forward, you just push backwards, and it should give you a vertical boost, something like this. To get to this part of the course, what you want to do is do a late jump on this corner, so that way you can end up on the springs over there when you go around. Then you want to do a wall jump and a late jump again, so that way, so you want to do a late jump on this corner here. Once you use the springs, you want to wall run and then do a late jump on the wall, so that way you end up on top of the springs instead of having to climb on top. Just like that. Then yeah, it's just an easy slide down to the bottom. And yeah, so that's all the skips, and at least all the skips I know how to do. So yeah, hopefully you guys understood everything I just told you. It is quite a bit. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to leave a like and a sub. Leave a comment if you have any questions, because I know this was quite confusing. So if you have any questions, seriously, just leave a comment and I'll answer them pretty much as quickly as I can. Yeah, don't feel scared. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and can't wait to see you next time. Bye.